Good evening, and welcome to the 6 o'clock news. Tonight, I am joined by Brenda Jones, and we'll be covering the stories of the burning of the library, tax cut on education, and also the Scopes monkey trials.
We are on the 5th day of the Scopes monkey trial, where John Scopes, a young high school teacher from Dayton, Tennessee, was accused of a teaching violation.
Tennessee law states that any theory of creation other than the one found in the Bible is a misdemeanor and punishable by fine. To combat these charges, Scope and local businessman George Rapallia enlisted with the help of American Civil Liberties Union and Clarence Darrow.
Prosecuting this case is William Jennings Bryan, a fundamentalist hero and 3-time Democratic nominee for the presidency. This trial started on July 10th, 1925, amidst a circus-like atmosphere of protests.
Here's a quote from William Jennings Bryan defending the Christian outlook on the case.
The real question is, did God use evolution as his plan? If it could be shown that man, instead of being made in the image of God, is a development of beasts, we would have to accept it, regardless of its effort. For truth is truth and must prevail. But when there is no proof, we have a right to consider the effect of the acceptance of an unsupported hypothesis.
As you can see, this case is getting spicier than my mama's gumbo. Now, let's get to Polly, who's on the scene.
Thanks, Brenda. I'm here with William Jennings Bryan, the prosecutor of this case. So, I hear it was a rough day out there with Darrow. Do you have any comments?
You know, I'm sick and tired of getting my butt kicked out there. It seems to me that Mr. Darrow wants to take the good Lord out of our classrooms and turn our children into straight old monkeys. The Bible's version of creation is the right version, and the conclusion of this trial will prove that.
As you can see, tensions are running high and opinions are staying strong. Back to you, Brenda.
Thanks, Polly. I'm here with Father Maurice. Father, what can you tell us about the growing separation between church and state in this country?
Well, Polly, it seems an immoral outlook of creation events has been gaining popularity in our country. We've taught the Bible's version of creation in our schools for many years. Mr. Scopes aims to change that version with a version he deems more scientific. If this keeps up, we won't even have prayers in our schools.
Thank you, Father, for that lovely insight. Now, back to the studio with Polly.
The trial is set to continue on... Wait, what was that? There have been reports of a riot breaking out. Brenda's on her way to the troubling scene.
Brenda Jones on the scene. I'm on the way to the protest right now. Follow me. May I ask you, what are you protesting about?
Well, I'm not even Catholic, and I just think it's kind of dumb that we're teaching Catholicism in our schools.
Oh my God! Thank you for tuning in with us after our commercial break. Brenda Jones here, still on the scene of the protest. I'm here with...
My name is Betsy Adams, and you know what? I've been a Catholic my whole entire life, and I still believe that Catholic teaching should be instilled in our children's minds at school every single day. Our country was built on Catholicism.
Back to you, Polly.
The trial has brought attention from many other countries around the world. To the outside, the U.S. sounds slightly behind the time. They think that the United States has no right to force the belief of religion. We appear divided as the South wants to keep the creation story in the schools, while the North would like to go with evolution. We sound hypocritical because our founding fathers intended separation of church and state.
As the trial continues, it has become evident that the U.S. is moving away from morals defined by the Bible to morals defined more by society. Well, that's all we have for you tonight, folks.
I'm Polly Johnson.
And I'm Brenda Jones, signing off.